down again. Rise up. Long time I broke the chains.
Well, I see myself as a youth leader. Someone that is youth-oriented. Someone that wants to reach the youths of Belize. And I believe that by my example, that I can reach them. I never once saw myself as a leader. I can say most of my life I was a follower. I used to follow people, and I used to, like, whatever they do, I want to do. You understand? And I want to do it with the best of my ability. So whatever they are doing, it could be either good or be bad. I want to do it, I want to follow them, and I want to do it. My life wasn't always a bed of roses. There were some rocky road that I took as a child. And I started that from age 10 when my dad died. My dad died at age 8, and my mom went to the States at age 10, and I was left alone with my other brothers. My other brothers were drug dealers and alcoholics and different things like that, and those were the people that I was left in care of, and I was bombarded with these different things that was going on around me, and nevertheless I fall to them. And I remember doing a lot of things that I regret doing, but at the same time I thank God that He brought me out from all of it. I never once saw myself as a leader. What made that transition was when I realized that this wasn't who I wanted to be. When I sit down and I said, you know what? When I see what was going on around me then, and things was so dark, it was like I was trapped in a closet with no way out. You understand? This was what I was living with. This is what was going on with me, and I sense that I feel some way inside of me that there must be much more to life than just doing one thing over and over, and after all living in fear, like walking on the street and don't know who looking behind you, and every minute you can't walk the streets of Belize because you are associated with this gang. You can't do certain things because you're restricted because of the lifestyle that you're living. And I was like, you know what, it's like I'm living in prison in my home. You understand? I can't go different places, I can't go to different parties, I can't do anything like that. And I said, you know what, there must be much more to this. And I realized that, you know what, I sit down and I said, this is what I wanted to be when I was coming up as a child. I always wanted to be somebody in society that somebody can look up to and somebody can feed off of me, and, like, you know, I can be a helping hand to somebody. You know, that is what I wanted to be. I just wanted to be somebody in society that will make a difference. And I realized that I wasn't making a difference, but I was adding to all the problem that was going on around me. And eventually I just was like stuck. In the classes, I wasn't a bright child because my focus wasn't with school. My focus was in the streets to make money. When I in the class, I didn't make no money. I just sit down and listen to some boring lessons where me myself can't understand because of my lack of ability to read and different things like that. I wasn't too bright, but I was getting old in standard 3. So they had to push me up, and they pushed me all the way to standard 5. Remember, I wasn't a bright child, so how can I manage in standard 5 if I didn't make it through standard 3? But they pushed me to standard 5. I didn't know how to read or anything like that. So I get up in standard 5, and I remember a teacher, she keep on picking on me and say, you know what, Derek, you will be good for nothing. You will be just like your brother, and you're going out of jail. You are up on the street. I don't know why they not put you out of school. I don't know why they teach you and waste their time and different things like that. And I remember my sister taking the effort to teach me to read. And the first book that I ever read was Black Beauty. You understand? And I always remember the word beauty, and I always, anytime I see my sister, I tell her, I spell it for her. I said, you are beauty, because you are the person who taught me to read. You are the person that spent the time and gave me money to go to a tutor. And that was when I started to read. When I started to learn to read was when I was in first form at St. Michael's College, when my sister took the time. I got to the principal. The principal said, Derek, I have all rights. Man look for me just like that. He said, I have all rights to put you out of my college, but I just see something in you where I make you be somebody in your life. I said, Derek, why you not just listen and understand and try to take things into consideration. I remember my mom cried on the phone. My mom, like, I don't know, even my mom was giving up hope on me, my aunts and everybody, because then everybody was trying to see something out of me, but I didn't want it for myself. My turning point was when all these comments and everybody was like turning their back away from me and like giving up on me because they realized that I didn't want it for myself, and there is no way that you can give somebody something that they don't want. You understand? And I remember sitting down crying, weeping, and I said, you know what? I need to find the person that I really want to be. I remember going to the church, and the church was the place that upset me and place, not place values in me, but let me revisit those values that I once had as a child coming up and who I wanted to be. The church was what I got, and my verse that will always stick with me is Jeremiah 29:11. It's a God said, I know the plans I have for you are plans to do you good and not to harm you, a plan to give you a hope and a future. And when I remember that, I said, you know what? I need hope. I need to have a future. I want to have kids. I want to have my wife. I want to have a home. I want to have an education, and I want to have a job that is paying good. I want to be somebody in society. And I remember making that decision, and it wasn't an easy process. It was something that I had to work towards and let people gain back trust in me and said, you know what, Derek is making progress. I remember going into second farm. I remember passing the whole school with the highest GPA. You understand? Remember, I was the guy that couldn't read. I remember in second farm I passed the whole class, and I finished college, thank God, and now I'm going for my bachelor's in theology. I am a licensed minister where I'm a lay worker and different things like that. I'm a Sunday school superintendent. I'm the drama director of the Reformation team. I'm the puppet director for the Reformation team. I'm also the coordinator of the mime group, and I'm the Sunday school superintendent, and I preach. And I'm the UNFPA representative for Belize on the behalf of youths, where we present the needs of the youths to the UNFPA to let them help out and different things like that. And I can say I'm a big brother to 3 wonderful, I call them my kids because my mom isn't here, so I'm the person taking them under my wing. So I'm the big brother that are taking care of them, that are showing them that, you know what, don't follow, I'm an example, look at me, you don't need to do that. And I have to say that I love them very, very much, because now I am not doing it, I am doing it for them, that what somebody did for me, now I am doing it for them, to let them realize that life can be hard, but we can make changes.